All right, so this is James Fishback. He is an America First Republican candidate for governor, and he is pro-groiper, he is pro-America, he's pro-white. Okay? Everything we want in a candidate. For Florida. Makes me want to move to Florida. Okay. He's insanely based. He showed his support for Nick. He showed his support for the groipers. He showed his support for the white man. The white man, bro. So he has a lot of really good policies I like, and there's one specific policy that I wanted to highlight today that went pretty viral, right? He went pretty viral for this policy and had a overwhelming and surprising amount of support for this policy. So he decided to make a tax, or that's one of his plans, is to make a tax called the sin tax. So what really is the sin tax? I mean, I guess I'll let him explain it, right? Let's let Mr. Fishback explain it for us.
And so if I'm governor of Florida, if I'm elected on August 18th, 2026 as the Republican candidate to succeed Ron DeSantis, we're passing a 50% tax on all OnlyFans income. And guess what? For Sophie Rain, who is a proud resident of Florida, that means she's gonna have to pay $42 million. $42 million to the state of Florida, which I'm going to use for two purposes. We're going to increase public school teacher pay, and we're going to improve school lunches, something that Michelle Obama promised and never got around to.
As soon as I heard that, then I had my vote. And I had my vote. As soon as I heard that, I'm like, fuck these hoes. They're profiting off like degenerating society. They're making too much money. If you're going to degenerate in society, be a whore. So you're online, put your pussy on the phone for random and watch peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for money. Give me some of that at least. Give the schools some of that. Give the kids, give the foo-foo in Africa some water or something, bro. Like, damn, something like that, bro. So I was suspicious of James because earlier, like I said, he's not white. That's not bad. I'm not saying that's like bad, but when I say not white, I mean, I heard it was James. So that's how I was a little concerned. I was like, you know, this could just be another PSYOP candidate, but this is either the greatest PSYOP I have ever seen, or this is the best candidate that we have ever seen come from the America First movement. So I'm so excited to see Mr. Fishback do this. And he even went on TMZ and said his proposal for the plan, for the tax.
Well, Harvey, it's really simple. I don't want young girls, young women in Florida who are smart, capable, told they have to do this for a living. They can be nurses, doctors, veterinarian, bus drivers.
I mean, yeah, I don't think women should be working, but I would rather have them do that than do OnlyFans and sell their body, put the pussy on the phone for right.
They can even be, dare I say, stay-at-home moms. Christian and American thing for us to do for these young women is to not allow them to be exploited, used by that disgraceful platform known as OnlyFans.
And Fishback is smart. He frames this in a way like they're the victims. I'm very cutthroat. I'm not like a politician. I can never be a politician, bro. I'd just be like, these stupid hoes would taking my money, taking our money, and they need to give it back to us. I would just say some shit like that.
Florida governor protect our young women, and the right way to do that is to create tax that is so high that is current and an active disincent that's going to stop the use of this platform so young women can go back to living their lives. I meet young women all across the state every single day, and one thing they talk about, the way they've been objectified, modified. Look, I'm not going to single out women. Men are blamed this well.
Okay, but the thing about that is like no one put a gun to their head and said post your nudes. No one put a gun to their head and said post that video of you eating by 6 men at once. Like no one told you to do that.
So if I'm governor of Florida, if I'm elected on August 18, 2026 as the Republican candidate to succeed Ron DeSantis, we're passing a 50% tax on all OnlyFans income. And guess what? For Sophie Rain, who is a proud resident of Florida, that means she's gonna have to pay $42 million. $42 million, Charles, to the state of Florida, which I'm gonna use for two purposes. We're gonna increase public school teacher pay, and we're gonna improve school lunches, something that Michelle Obama promised and never got around to.
Well said. Well said. This is amazing. This is our Führer. This is our future Führer right here. Oh my God. Well said. Mr. Fishback, you have my vote. If I ever move to Florida, you have my vote. You have my support. I will fight to the death for you. This is the greatest thing that's ever happened. You're very calculated in a good way, not in a bad way. You said that to where it appeals to a lot of the masses. It appeals to people, even the ones that are causing the sins. You, Mr. Fishback, are an amazing candidate. I will gladly stand by your side and vote for you and fight for you. All right. This has my vote, right? He tweeted at her and said, hey, Sophie, pay up or quit OnlyFans. And this is the videos attached to it. As Florida governor, I will not allow a generation of smart and capable young women to sell their bodies online. That's a on Bronem moment. That's on Bronem.
I want to break some news here with you, Joel. I hadn't planned to do this, but allow me to do it, which is that as Florida governor in year 1, I will push for the first of its kind OnlyFans sin tax. If you are a
Also, if Iran strikes the U.S., we're going to cut off all the shit. We're just gonna go watch it.
Called only
no, sorry, the US strikes Iran.
Fans creator in Florida, you are going to pay 50% to
Stay tuned for the drums, by the way. We'll be getting into the drums.
this state on whatever you so-called earn via that online degeneracy platform. And that money will be used to fund our education system, will be used to fund the crisis.
Now, I would sit here and say, no, we shouldn't fund the education system more if he was like some lib shit, but he's not a lib shit. He wants to kick all the illegals out of schools. He wants to kick the illegals out of colleges. He wants to, so American citizens can get those positions. This is a real candidate. This is someone who's really revolutionizing, right?
Pregnancy centers will be used to fund the first of its kind mental health czar for men in particular, because men have been told for far too long that they are guilty of masculinity, that they are guilty of all of society's ills. I'm not going to stand for that slanderous lie. What I'm going to do is I am going to end this lie that toxic masculinity is responsible for all the sins and ills of society. If you're an OnlyFans model and you reside in Florida, get ready to pay 50% of your income to the state. It is called a sin tax because it is a sin, number one. But the purpose of a sin tax in economics is to disincentivize and deter a behavior.
Yes, this makes 110% of sense. This makes sense 110% all the way. And the reason why it makes sense is, like, think about this. If we brought back public waterboardings for people who murder, who steal, even committing like very little petty crimes, if we brought back waterboarding or something even more extreme like beheading, right? And we made that as a common punishment for people who do things like I just stated, imagine how disincentivized most people will be now to not commit those crimes, or how motivated they will be to not commit those crimes now. They don't want their head cut off on TV. They don't want to be waterboarded on TV. They can, and then the death penalty is not as common, right? Wouldn't be as common. More harsh punishments would. So this makes 110% sense, right? We're going to put a huge tax on you if you want to commit all these sins and make all this money in this very degenerate way and degenerate our youth, right? We want to make money like this and our people and the people that live here to disincentivize you to do it. And this makes total sense because this is why such harsh punishments were in place in medieval societies. We want to, want to consider it like that, right?
And yes, as Florida governor, I don't want young women who could otherwise be mothers, raising families, rearing children. I don't want them to be selling their bodies to sick men online. And I don't.
Yes, obviously men are to blame too. I'm not going to sit here and just be biased.
I don't want young, impressionable men who have strayed from Christ, who have strayed from our Lord and Savior, to be told and drawn into lust and have their entire brain rewired. We will raise hundreds of millions of dollars of income on the OnlyFans sin tax. And if we don't, Joel, if we don't raise that income, you know what it'll mean? It will mean something even greater has materialized for the young women and young men of our state. That the OnlyFans industry and its supporters, and you know who those supporters are, Joel, that its supporters will have been utterly robbed of their ability to rob us, not just of our hard-earned wages, but of our commitment
and of people's souls. It is taking away people's souls. Pornography, OnlyFans, all of it, right? Smut books, all of that. Repent, you filthy. All right, and they got into a little feud here. He told Mrs. Rain, he said that, and she said, sounds like you subscribed and got buyer's remorse after dropping your annual salary on an OF girl. So basically, like, when it comes to women and is like their only like source of value is like their sexuality, and they need to constantly signal that to people. Like it's like their only value is like, oh, I'm hot and I have like big tits and like you would want to fuck me. That's like their only value. And this is why they make arguments like this, because that's like their only value, right? Only thing they have to offer is like, I have big tits and you can jerk off me and me. All right. Then James replied, Sophie, pay your taxes or quit OnlyFans. Those are your choices. I'm running for Florida governor to stop smart and capable women like you from being exploited by that disgusting platform. Base, here for the ratio. Own that Harley. Fact. Own that. Own that. She knows what she's doing at this point. This marketing strategy from both of you will go down in the history books once her rev goes up and you're elected. Yeah. And yeah, dude, this guy's part of SOAR. SOAR. Base SOAR. Okay, base SOAR. Bang, I'm broing him. That's like a fucking Call of Duty clan, bro. But yeah, and then he obviously said this, right? And then you had this video. And then here's her. I have to I'm responsible for my actions.
Never in my whole life did I think that I would wake up and see a Florida politician trying to start beef with me for clout. So he's proposing a sin tax on bops where
It's not for clout, it's to take your money, bitch. Or we're gonna take your money. We're gonna take your money, all the money you've used to exploit, all the money you gained from exploiting. All right, we're gonna take all your money.
we would have to pay 50% to the state on top of the 37 I already paid to the government.
Yeah, you literally deserve to pay that much because you're literally being a prostitute online and you're abusing people's eyeballs. Like, let's be honest.
And I would be more than happy to pay that if multi-billion-dollar corporations were also being properly.
Okay, there's gonna be a little debunk for what she's claiming here. It's not debunk, but what she's saying here is a little hypocritical.
But surprise, they're not. I never usually get into politics, but there are clearly better ways to raise funds from actual corrupt businesses in our country. I think that people also fail to realize that there are so many creators on this platform that do this job because they're struggling. So to tax them like that.
Okay, this is just such cope. I've had no money in my life. I've been broke as in my life, but I made it the fuck out. Okay, I have money now. Okay, like it's not hard. It's not hard to make money, dude. It's really not. You're being sold a lie that it's hard to make money. It's really not. Okay, you have a computer. That's all I need to say. You have a computer. If you have the access to the internet, you can make a livable minimum wage just from the phone. Even more, okay? From your phone. It's possible, okay? People trying to tell you otherwise, you're just stupid. And people trying to make excuses like, oh, I'm struggling so hard. You didn't need to do this. This is like, there's so many other options, but you chose the dirtiest and the most disgusting and the most disgraceful route to make money. Is to ruin your future for material objects, for material. And you're clearly not struggling now. You're making stupid dollars, okay? Because you're attractive. You sell your
when they're literally doing it just to support their families is sad. I would much rather continue donating directly to people in need because we all really know where our tax dollars go. Never in my whole...
Okay, I don't know what she's implying by that, but Sophie, pay up. It's time to give our public school teachers a raise. What's 50% of Sophie Rain's OnlyFans earnings? I just want the rounded number, nothing else. $42 million. And their salaries could easily be tripled by taxing big business directly. So here comes the debunk to the whole, no, tax big businesses instead. Sophie makes $84 million a year. What percentage of companies make this much a year? Less than 0.2% of companies make that much money. So you could argue that her OnlyFans is the big businesses she's talking about, right? Rock, please inform us, Exxon or Apple or Pfizer's profit before tax for fiscal year 2025, would you? Apple's FY 2025 income for provision for income taxes was $132 billion. ExxonMobil and Pfizer's full year 2025 results have not been released yet. Exxon reports January 30th. Pfizer, FY 24 data is fine, Grok. What was Pfizer and Exxon's profit before tax? About $8 billion and $48 billion. So she's in the literal like 0.2% of earners. These big businesses she's talking about, right? So I mean, fuck it. Let's just tax them along with you. Why not? You can't just deflect the blame by saying, oh, but what about these people? We're still coming after your money. We're gonna give those kids we're gonna give kids good lunches. They're gonna be eating good. Nigga. All right, those little niggas gonna be eating good. All right, no more milk and like frozen pizza. All right, they're gonna be eating good. They're gonna be eating like gourmet steaks, and their testosterone is gonna be flourishing. We're gonna be the healthiest people in America. All these Florida, all right, we're using your money. We're gonna give them to the people who are gonna eat food using your money. We just stole it from you, and we stole money from you. We don't give a fuck. All right, that's what you get. You get for degenerating the society. I can land a fighter jet on your Filtrum. What is a Filtrum? Bitch, you are a multi-billion dollar corporate business. Yes, exactly. She is the multi-billion-dollar corporate business she is criticizing. Flo, get a job. Pay up, Sophie, pay up. Oh, the gravy train of easy money has derailed. Your work should be decriminalized and abolished, you absolute whore. Absolutely, yeah. LMFAO, something tells me you're not selling nudes and needs to survive. No one is. They're making really good money. They're not getting by. They're not having to spend that money they're making. She's not spending $42 million a month, okay? She's taking a good amount of that for profit. He's probably mad because he can't afford this. Oh my god, of course, the has to come in and try to get some like sympathy. She's not gonna let a kike hit, Nick. All right, no one wants to let a kike hit. Let's be honest. No one wants to let a kike hit. Like, who the fuck wants to let a fuck penny pinch and hit? Like, come on, shut the up, you unholy skank. I love how you act like you have a useful job like the rest of us. Great smut that poisons our society. That's the difference for real. That's fact. What you do is digital prostitution be decriminalized. Okay, I thought she was also a digital prostitute. I was about to say, I'm like, what are you talking about? You are a lumpen, or what does it say? Lumpen proletarian, and whoring yourself out is not a job. What does that even mean? Hold on, what the fuck does that mean? Is the underclass devoid of class consciousness? Okay, so just a low consciousness. Whoring yourself out is not a job. We as a society should discourage it by any means necessary while avoiding censorship. This sounds like a great way to do it. No, I want censorship for this. No, I want censorship for pornography. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I don't know why we would want to avoid that. Let's just, you know, let's keep the tax. Let's get the tax going. But eventually, we're gonna need censorship. Eventually, we're just gonna need to ban it overall, right? Because you're still gonna be making a ton of money off synths. So take the posting ass. No one wants to hear you talk facts, bro. That's back. This is why I love Fishback, bro. Like, he's such a legend, bro. He's gonna actually put some accountability on these are actually going to have to take accountability for once. They're not gonna have to actually live life on easy mode, you know? And that's why I love this. And like, fuck women suck and hate them, bitch. Right?
Telling the white students to apologize to the black students, and we don't want you telling the black students that there's something somehow wrong with them. They are created in God's image. Every single one of them is capable of greatness.
Money to live comfortably and be around their children all the time.
Harvey, I'm going to call cap on that because stay-at-home moms have existed for the entirety of our nation's
Harvey, I'm gonna call cap on that.
history, and they were doing sourdough starters and churning butter and raising their children and rearing their children without needing to sell their bodies online to sick men around the world.
Well, there was no internet. They can make enough money to live comfortably and be around their children all the time.
I mean, I don't know if you think $42 million a month is comfortably, or a year is comfortable. That's way more than comfortable, bro. Like 0.2% of businesses make that a year. Okay, so what do you mean comfortable? And I'm not gonna sit here and say there isn't like some OnlyFans girls who only make like $500 a month. And if you make $500 a month on OnlyFans, that is sad. That is extremely sad. I don't feel bad for you, but that is sad. It really is. If you make only $500 a month and you're being a prostitute, that is sad, okay? You need to step that shit up.
And so if I'm governor of Florida,
I already saw this, but that's so good. I fucking love this. There's probably some more stuff. As Florida governor, I would never apologize for her history. Dude, he's pro-white. He talks about the replacement, everything.
Napoleon Bonaparte Broward, there it is.
Harper Stroll's great uncle is this man.
Napoleon Broward? Oh, yeah.
Clear to the Democrats and to the feckless loser Republicans. We are never changing the name of Broward County.
Yes.
Nice. That's a W. And we got a fucking whore groipette in the crowd. Look at her whoring out already. She's like looking for dick already.
And we got to put that statue back up in the courthouse. Yeah. All right. Well, dude, this guy was reading about Napoleon Theodore Roosevelt of Florida. And listen, he made.
Yeah, bro. I just love this. I gotta say that. I gotta glaze all my fucking hair. Look at that. Look at my hair, dude. I'm a Chad, dude. Chad, dude. Fucking Chad, dude. Look at my hair, bro. You know, let's fix it. Let's go like this. Fix it. I fix it? Not really. I just made it worse, but Chad, dude. I'll put the hat back on. All right. But my nigga, it's America first to the day I die, my nigga. All right. And I will stand on that hill. I will die on that hill. I'll get stabbed on that hill. I'll get punched on that hill. I'll get shoved, criticized, banned on that hill. Because you already know, man. All right. It's America first to the day I fucking die. Fishback, if you're, he's my nigga. All right. He's pro-white. He's pro getting these whores off the street, and you know, everything we could ever imagine in a candidate. And he's highly likable. Like, everyone likes him. Even liberals like him. Like, he's super effective, right? Like, the liberals like him. That's rare. They actually like him. But like, as a liberal, I can respect he actually is like, you know, people are saying that in this comments. So I love to see that even the liberals are like, yeah, I with this, you know, I love this.